It's Monday, February 26th, 2018. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Talking Monday Night Raw tonight, the post-show, the post-Raw to Elimination Chamber. The Raw after, the build-up to WrestleMania really began in earnest tonight. We saw much more happening as far as Roman Reigns been setting up his match with Brock. We saw more happen with Ronda Rousey. We saw some more developments in the women's division, but not a clear path yet. And yeah, the pieces being moved. With us as always, Raj Giri, Mr. Matt Morgan will be coming along, and we're going to have a guest later in the episode. We're going to have Brandon Howard Thurston as well to talk a little bit about the business side of the WWE. Raj, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. I got to say, everything except for that last segment tonight more or less delivered.
Yeah, I mean, that last segment, I thought there was some positives, some negatives to it. I thought just Kurt Angle getting killed from that sloppy punch from Triple H was non-convincing, but I thought Ronda was a lot more comfortable than the night before. So overall, I actually, this show to me didn't feel as long as it has lately. So I like the show for the most part.
Yeah, and a show bookended by women's segments. I mean, we opened, first half an hour, a little over a half an hour. Started with Alexa Bliss coming out and giving a promo about Elimination Chamber last night. Out there with Mickey, interrupted by Asuka, interrupted by Nia. Then Bayley and Sasha came out, devolved into a brawl, and then a 6-woman tag match was made during the commercial break. I got to say, as far as 6-woman tags go, this is the best they've done it in terms of, one, opening the show with that promo, but setting it up to further the storyline. I have to say, if we have to have a 6-woman tag, tonight was the best rendition of it. Mr. Matt Morgan, how's it going, man?
Good. What's up, guys?
Not much. Looking really smart there with the glasses, man.
Yeah. Well, we got 4 people on tonight's show.
So Brandon's joining us to talk. Brandon will be joining us to talk a little bit about the business side with Brock Lesnar's contract coming up after we do the Raw review.
What's up, Brandon? Good to see you.
He can't.
We're keeping him in an isolated booth.
He's hidden right
segment.
now.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go beat by beat and segment by segment. But Matt, what did you think of them starting off the show with Alexa's promo and then going into that 6-woman match?
Great promo. The match had to happen, obviously, start setting things up, but nothing crazy. I mean, what'd you guys think? I mean, I wasn't put off or put on either way. I like the protection they did with Nia Jax, though.
Yeah. I'm curious where they're going with. I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm curious where they're going with Asuka, because it did. The plan was for her to face Charlotte, but as we saw with The Miz tonight, it looks like he's going to be facing Seth and Finn in a 3-way instead of Braun. So maybe they reshuffle things and Asuka's staying on the Raw side. So we'll see. It doesn't seem like they're building to her leaving for SmackDown.
Yeah. And I have to say, tonight I think was a more tasteful version, if there is such a way to do it from a heel perspective, even of Alexa mocking Asuka, saying, I know you don't speak English very well. I think that was done the best way it could have been done, not like what Jinder did with Nakamura and imitating him. I mean, I think for some people on Twitter I saw, they thought that might have gone a little too close to the line, but I thought tonight that was a better. Well, I agree with you, Matt. I think that was, if you're going to do that, she's a heel. She's supposed to come across that way, but she didn't do it in a way that was, insulting. Not the same way that Jinder did.
Yeah, it wasn't really offensive, like the Jinder stuff was.
Here's what I'll say to that. You guys go to a movie. The people that are complaining about this are saying, "Oh, it was kind of close to the line," and I'm talking about the Jinder stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I thought I did think it was kind of close to the line, but I thought about it afterwards. If I went to a movie, would I walk away saying that? If there was a villain in the movie being a jerk who was going to get their comeuppance for saying that, would I care? No. It would make me hate them more and want to see them get their ass kicked.
I almost think nowadays, though, it would still come across as dated. I think if you did a Rocky movie where even if it is the heels, talking, using racist stuff against the good guy, I just think it would come across as, I don't know, It's kind of usually when you see the race-based storylines in like sports movies and stuff, it's showing stuff from the past. You know, it's like a history movie.
Yeah, saying, look how bad it was in the 1950s. Look how bad Jackie Robinson had it.
Right.
You know, but yeah, it is kind of weird. You go to a movie now and you can see somebody kill 20 guys on screen and blowing, you know, planning to blow up a place in a terrorist plot. People go, oh, but you made him racist, and that's just too far. That's just too much. You know, I think it is a much more hot button issue these days. But anyhow, I thought.
But yeah, when was the first time they opened with the women's segment that didn't involve Stephanie McMahon? I mean, I can't remember the last time.
I'm guessing a Charlotte and Sasha angle is what I would predict.
Yeah, so that was a while back.
Yeah, they've done it more there. I mean, I can't remember certainly the last time SmackDown did it, but Raw has done a couple of these. But you're right, Stephanie's been involved in most. I thought this was a great way to kick off the show and show their, you know, commitment to the women's division and giving them that match. Love that we saw not a heel turn by Bayley, but sort of a, hey, Sasha, our friendship is broken. I'm not going to help you.
We did have a phantom heel turn by Mickey. She was randomly a heel this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was good, man. You know, I dig it. Curious how this shakes out between now and Mania, but I thought this was a really good way to open the show. I
thought the first half of the match was there, and then the last half was really strong. And I really loved Bayley ducking that tag from Sasha. So I thought it finished really, really strong.
Yeah. After that, John Cena.
Wait, who got the win on that? It was Asuka over
Bayley.
Mickey.
Yeah,
over Mickey.
Asuka pinned Mickey. So Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha won. Next week, Asuka and Nia are getting a rematch on Monday Night Raw. But man, talk about opening big. So then they had John Cena come out. Poor John Cena. How's he going to get to WrestleMania? Tune into SmackDown. I mean, right? Like, did you watch Raw Talk last night, Matt?
Yeah.
Like, that was weird.
The only thing he didn't do was kick the can.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, is even the youngest Cena fan, can they fall for this? Like, really, like, Cena's not going to be on the WrestleMania card, that he has to fight for it. Like, he can't be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
But what was up with the Undertaker part? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
So from what I heard, what it seems like is Cena's going to be facing Nakamura at Fastlane. And I'm not sure what the stip is going to be, or if there is one. My guess is Cena loses to Nakamura, and then the next night they do something with Taker then. So, but yeah, we'll see. That's the rumor.
Yeah, because you're right. That should have tipped a hand, actually, the fact that he said, anytime they say, them in the back are going to be pissed at him say this, but
right.
It's at work. Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, that's true. He kind of did say that, right?
Yeah, he did. He's not going to tease a match with Undertaker just to say, oh, but it's not happening.
Right.
But they got to keep this going up until that match gets announced. I want Cena to not shave for a couple days. I want like a slow, sad version of the horns to play.
He comes to the ring just drunk with a
like
paper bag.
That Charlie Brown sad music, him just sort of shuffling out with his head hung low. You know, I mean, let's really take the man down before we build him back.
I just think you could have tweaked this storyline just a little bit. You know, he should have been saying that his goal, he's done everything in this business. His goal is to break Ric Flair's record at WrestleMania. So that way you had him trying at the Royal Rumble to get the title shot. Then he tried at Elimination Chamber to get the title shot. Now he's going to SmackDown to see if he could find a way. So at least that makes more sense than he's not going to be put on the WrestleMania card. You know?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night, SmackDown will get a boost out of this, I'm sure. They showed the promo late in the show for it. So we'll see. But I think him versus Nakamura at Fastlane, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I'm trying to get it confirmed. I haven't posted it yet on Wrestling Inc., but that's what someone who's pretty reliable told me.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Kurt Hawkins just sits back in catering the entire show, texting Raj scoops.
Raj is an easy read. We should just list every single WWE superstar. I think we'll be able to figure it out.
And the wrestlers don't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's like
they reach out to us asking what's going on.
Oh man. So yeah, I thought the Cena segment. Look, this is a different direction for him, but I mean, let's see what happens on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Bray Wyatt versus Heath Slater tonight. calling out Matt Hardy after this feud's continuing. Mr. Matt Morgan, is there anything they can do to make you interested in this at this point?
No. And it sucks because I think I really wanted to like this. I really wanted to like Matt Hardy's new character and whatnot. It's just, it ain't working.
Yeah. It was tough too.
I was looking for something soft to throw at my screen. But I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
God, man, they won't end this thing.
Will this go to Mania?
But at least Bray Wyatt cut a promo that I could actually pay attention to. The whole time. It was short and sweet.
Will they wrestle at Mania?
6 weeks is a long time to keep this up. So Matt Hardy was saying he was tweeting after that they're inviting him to his compound. So maybe that's what they do next.
Is it too late? If they pull, let me ask you this, Raj. If he's able to pull out the whole, like as good as they did it with TNA at his compound, to that level of success, where you walk away going, "Wow, that was very different. That was cool. That was innovative. I liked it." Does he draw you back in?
I could. Sometimes all it takes is that one thing. I mean, look at Aiden English singing Rusev Day that one time, and what that did. So, I don't know. This feud, it wouldn't draw me back in this feud, but as far as Matt Hardy and that character, if they could tweak it and fix it, yeah, for sure. I just think with Bray Wyatt, it's just been death.
Man, that's crazy.
For a match that's probably going to be on the pre-show.
At best. I mean, that
better not be on the damn card.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. They're committed to it, though. And that was even more so than usual. That match tonight had to follow Cena in the women's first half hour. I mean, that was tough. And then after that, this was interesting. So what was the deal with the Miz's match tonight? He was told something about tonight's match is gonna involve your future plans for WrestleMania. I love the promo the Miz cut at the beginning, plugging his upcoming USA show, Miz and Mrs., talking about all his accomplishments, how long he's had the IC title. And then we had Seth Rollins versus the Miz, Seth winning that, and then the Miz versus Finn Balor with the Miztourage and Gallows and Anderson ejected from ringside, where Finn beat the Miz. It does seem like this is building towards a triple threat at WrestleMania for the IC title.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it looks like they changed their minds on doing Braun versus the Miz. Thank God, because I just felt like that it wasn't there. That match just visually just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean,
so I think that match could be awesome with Seth, Finn, and the Miz. I mean, just Seth and Finn in there. I mean, they could tear it down. So.
Is that really a shoot? If he holds the title for another 2 months, he'll be the longest reigning.
I think it's if you combine all the title reigns, yeah.
Oh well, Jesus, that's not the same thing as somebody who. Okay.
Oh yeah, Honky Tonk Man. No one's gonna in this era. No one's gonna be able to.
It was what, 2 years, 1 year.
It was like a year and a half, something like that. Right. It was like a year and 4 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, Seth Rollins with that splash across the ring, that frog splash on Miz, that was Rob Van Dam must have been proud. That was awesome.
Yeah. He's feeling himself right now, Seth.
Yeah, he's had an amazing past couple of weeks.
He has.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it seems like this is good, right? I mean, look, Finn and Seth, I think this is a chance. I don't know that Seth needs to be elevated, but the Miz is gonna. I think the promos in this, the Miz is definitely gonna help quite a bit. I think the match will be great, and we'll see what it does for him coming out of Mania.
Finn can use the title here. Seth don't need it.
Yeah, especially maybe if they turn him heel after Mania for Roman's first post-Mania feud. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Who, Finn?
No, Seth.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man. So we're going to talk about the Roman Reigns segment in a moment. A lot of people pop for that tonight, and I'll be curious to get your takes. So we're coming up on that in a minute, but first I want to thank the sponsor of this episode, which is Dollar Shave Club. Matt, you're a longtime Dollar Shave Club fan. You were talking about using not only for your face, but shaving your body when you have to, make those muscles pop, get rid of that hair.
Yeah, it's so funny that they're a sponsor because usually you say you plugs for these sponsors, and it's something that they'll send you and you'll use, and you're like, oh, this is pretty good. This was something I've been using for years and years and years, since their first commercial came out, actually, of the owner walking around the warehouse. It was so old. It was so many years ago. And I was hooked on it because of how cheap they were. I said, I'll try it out. From that moment on, I still, to this very day, every single month like clockwork, get my razors. And they last way longer. Like, I don't even need – I need to cut it off is what I need to do, because I don't go through them. They last long. They last longer than they say they do, a lot longer. And my lazy butt doesn't always change them. And that's how sharp they are, because we're talking about a 7 foot, 300-pound Neanderthal having to shave his back, his chest, his legs to compete. And it's not just to get on stage to compete. Like when I got to pose in front of my coach and stupid crap like that, I've got to be, to bring out your vascularity in your veins. You got to shave your whole body in order to do that. It's annoying as hell, but to have a good razor is super important. And it's less effeminate than me using my wife's Venus every single time to do so. So, you know what I mean? The bottom line is it works. You're not going to nick yourself with it. All the extra stuff that they do sell on the side, a lot of my friends like, and a lot of them we use, like the Dr. What's it called? The Dr. Carver
shave butter.
Shave butter. That's good stuff. I've used that. But as far as the blades go themselves, that's what I can really speak on the most. I dry shave a lot of the time, and the stuff is awesome. They last forever, and it's a good company. The guys behind it are amazing, actually. So
Geniuses.
If you're gonna get razors, get this brand, honestly.
When they figured it out. I mean, they figured out Dollar Shave Club, dollarshaveclub.com, how to deliver everything you need to look, feel, and smell your best. You heard Matt talk about it. The razors are the best, and they're more than just razors now. And it's better than shopping in a store because they have everything you need to look, feel, and smell your best. Shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, and of course, the best razors you've ever used. You've heard Raj and I talk about it. The times that we do shave, use our high-quality Dollar Shave Club executive razor, the Dr. Carver shave butter that glides gently across your skin. And what I love about it, you can see what you're shaving. So important if you're trying to touch up the beard and just even things out. And they deliver everything to you, which means no more trips to the store, wandering the aisles, hunting for razors, shampoo, toothpaste, yada, yada, yada. And you don't have to take time out of your day, so you can go try and find the cashier, get them to unlock the razor case, and sell you some stuff. With Dollar Shave Club, you can go for the gold. You join Dollar Shave Club today, and for just $5 with free shipping, you'll get, it says this on the copy, folks, you'll get their shit, shower, and shave starter set. It has the 6-blade executive razor, plus trial sizes of the shave butter, the body cleanser, and the One Wipe Charlie's. Go back a few podcasts ago to listen to 3 grown men in their 40s talking about the brilliance of the One Wipe Charlie. And then they'll keep the blades coming to you for just a few bucks more a month. Get yours right now, $5 with free shipping. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/INC. That's dollarshaveclub.com/INC. And we are thrilled to have them as a sponsor of the podcast. Thank you, Dollar Shave Club, for helping make the Wrestling Inc. podcast possible. So tonight, the big dog, Roman Reigns, we're trying to figure out, was Brock Lesnar supposed to be there? He was advertised for being there.
Yes. Yeah. He's been advertised since December.
Yeah.
So he was advertised for this show. It wasn't something they threw on last night, at the Elimination Chamber just to do this angle. He really was advertised for the show.
Yeah. And I got to say, to me, this feels like if nothing else has worked, let's have Roman go out there and speak some truth. And we've talked about this all along. Oftentimes it feels like too much of this is scripted. Tonight had that shoot-like quality. I'm sure everything he said was approved. But the way he did that and talking about Brock being a part-timer, not bothering to show up, collecting a paycheck, it resonated. And this has done more, looking at the response online, to get him over than any promo perhaps he's ever cut before.
Yes. I mean, what do I say to that? Yes.
I thought this was probably the best promo of his career, at least on the main roster. I'm trying to think back.
It is. I'm not a fan of him ending it with bitch every time.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't believe he believes that. to be honest, whenever he uses it. I don't know why. He said it with Cena too, and I didn't believe him then either. But everything else I absolutely did. The guy's talking from the heart about, bloodline running so thick. He's born in this business. The respect he has for it, how he'll always show up. I show up. That was the most, out of any sentence Roman Reigns has ever uttered on a microphone, but I always should, is the most straightforward and most honest and most 100% thing I've ever seen him feel as he said it.
Yeah, I mean, the promo reminded me a lot of when he had the feud with Cena, except with Cena, you weren't really buying a lot of the stuff he was saying. It just felt like it was kind of being forced, and Reigns, it didn't seem as natural as it did tonight. Like, I felt like it really resonated tonight. I thought Reigns was great here. He seemed, I mean, you just wonder sometimes, like, if he had more just free reign or whatever it is.
It's their job to give him something. Every one of those guys now, it's their job to give them something to sink their teeth into and have some type of, because not every time you get the luxury of talking about something you're passionate about. And that's the difference. It's night and day. If you know that with Roman Reigns, that it's night and day difference, a scripted promo versus with it's just a regular match versus Roman talking from the heart about something he actually really gives a crap about, then your job as a writer to keep putting him in those goddamn predicaments to do so. Like, how hard is that? It's not brain surgery. You see the formula that works for the guy. You want him to get over as a baby face. Simple. Keep letting him talk about things that he is passionate about, deeply passionate about. And it's a home run every damn time. You could tell he was vexed Brock was not there.
Yeah, and people like Daniel Bryan's cut a similar promo on Brock, but they never really went that far. Like, this was the farthest someone has gone regarding Brock's part-time schedule, not really loving the business, and that's kind of one thing that I think all fans know is that Brock doesn't. Yeah. He's not in love with the business. He's there for the money, but fans usually don't care. But the way Reigns phrased everything made you care about that, and made you be like, oh yeah, that really is true, and it gets you on his side. That's the most interesting.
And here's the guy in the middle of the ring that is pouring his heart out about how much he always does show up. He loves this. Why are we giving him such a hard time in this situation? Actually, you know what? Boo, Brock Lesnar.
I think in terms of impact, I thought this was a little CM Punkish. Not so much the pipe bomb, but the idea of the voice of the voiceless. I'm here to complain about the things that everyone really cares about, but no one ever has the guts to say on this microphone in front of this camera. And I think that's part of why it resonated tonight, man. I think it's like, we've said it on this podcast about Brock. People say it on Twitter. People say it all over social media. You read articles about it. Roman being the mouthpiece for those critiques, coming from a sincere place, I think that was money. But how do they keep following this up? Next week, maybe he'll be complaining about all the camera zooms and the hard cuts. Or and what's up with all these multi-tag women's matches?
No, he's not going to be complain about all the other stuff. But
with all these multi-women tag.
So Brock
get the fans on his side, be like, and I think Road Dogg's doing a terrible job on SmackDown Live.
So I wonder, so Brock was supposed to be there tonight. I wonder if they purposely just pulled him off, knowing that he really was supposed to be on to get people talking. Because back in 2015, when the similar situation was playing out, Brock's contract was coming up. It was expiring after WrestleMania. And then there was a Raw that he showed up to, had a big argument with Vince McMahon, took off early, never appeared on the show. And so it might just be that they're playing off of that. This is going to get people talking because he really was supposed to be there. But I thought it was extremely well done. Now, if there's more to it, I think we'll find out soon enough. But if it was just an angle, it was still more effective than if Brock was on and they did a face-off. So.
No question.
Yeah. Oh man, God! Compared to hearing Heyman do the same thing again.
But please, WWE creative, not that you watch this, but if you are, please, for the love of God, do the job. Do your job you're being paid to do, and put this dude in a predicament to give him things he's passionate about. That's the job. You now know what those are. It's easy. It's anything that embodies this business and what he's done so far. And being on the road and not missing anything. I know we've heard it from others, but we've not heard it from others with the passion that he just did. It wasn't just in my opinion.
Yeah. You cut out a little bit right there at the end, but
oh well.
Could you imagine if like Vince and Michael Hayes and Kevin Dunn and these guys watched all the podcasts online and listened to them, and they just sat around crying during the week, like, you know, being like, why don't they like us? We try so hard.
Oh,
they do, definitely do.
Vince
have
does
people
not
that
care.
have to watch. No, they have people that have to watch all this though. Every single bit of this. Trust me.
Yeah.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
But yeah, so a great segment. I thought it was really good.
Fantastic. But it's that thing. It's like, man, how do they follow this up? A lot of weeks, but this could be the turning point. It's just all about where they go from here.
Brock's supposed to be at this Saturday's house show in Chicago, and pretty much all the Raws, I think, going forward. And he's working like a live event every week until Mania, and then his contract's up.
Just keep him off Raw. Have him no show every week between now and Mania.
Yeah,
that would be so effective. I think
it would. Legitimate heat finally. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have him send Paul out with like a big binder and be like, per my client's contract.
No, don't even do that.
No, not even that.
You get Heyman out
show.
there, it makes it seem like it's a work then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Keep him off TV. We'll see. We'll see if they have the restraint to do that. I wonder, was there a dark match after Raw went off the air tonight? Have we heard anything?
Brock Lesnar versus.
Yeah. I could see him doing that. That's how. I mean, yeah, that's would take all the heat out of this storyline. Brock shows up to work the dark match. Man. Okay, so after that, nobody asked for this, but you know what? They gave it to us anyhow. 2 out of 3 falls match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Titus Worldwide versus The Bar.
No more. With the world's worst promo afterwards. I love Sheamus. He's a friend. I hate saying this. This was horrible, followed by a even worse promo.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Where do you go with them right now?
I don't really know. I don't know. I don't have an answer. And you know what sucks? I don't care.
Yeah.
That's
the thing
about this. Sheamus is a former world champion.
Yeah.
Like, I should care way more. And I'm
I feel like if you're getting as much TV time as they get each week, look, we know these guys are incredible in the ring. Absolutely some of the best on the roster. But they need to keep coming up with new stuff. They need to keep coming up with things to keep it fresh, to keep it original, keep it interesting, because I feel like they're just running this into the ground.
Well, there's just nothing there. They have good matches, and that's kind of been it for a while.
I just don't understand. Don't they have like now 50 writers? You guys are telling me now, like 30 or something like that.
Like around 30.
Guys, there's not one of you that don't see this isn't working.
Yeah,
and have the balls to say something about it.
I don't know what they do because there's like no tag teams on Raw right now.
And that's what they said at the end. They basically said at the end, there's nothing left for us to do.
Yeah.
So there's either a call-up or they're going to SmackDown.
I doubt they would. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Why not have them at a friggin' pub? I know it'd be entertaining as hell. Yes, they're heels, but they'll know how to get heat once the match starts, and they can get away with this. Have them do some entertaining skits at a pub.
Yeah.
With Sheamus trying to take Cesaro and getting him effed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have Sheamus what's his name? Cesaro getting shown in a cab going home hammered with some disgusting looking beast. You know what I mean? And what's his name clowning him for it. There's so many things you could do. A bar fight like they did with APA. There's a million things you can do without pulling on the non-tag team division that is not there anymore.
Actually, now would be a good time to do it, too, since they said they've ran through all the tag teams. There's no one for them to face. Every week you have them like out somewhere since they don't need to be at Raw since they've beaten everyone.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the end game is because if this was after WrestleMania, I'd say now would be a great time to bring up the Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
Because now you cleaned them out, you think you're done, and boom. But I don't think you'd want to bring in an NXT tag team and throw them into a WrestleMania match right away.
See, I thought that's what was going to happen. Made no thinking so. That there's nobody else. There's nobody else. That's usually the cue for Ultimate Warrior's music to hit. You know what I mean? And you get the crap kicked out of you or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they went to SmackDown, or if they just, maybe what this is building up is that there'll be them versus the Usos at Mania. That they want SmackDown's best because they've run through all of Raw.
They already did that. They did that at Survivor Series.
That's true.
And you know what? That doesn't entertain me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do? Feed him to the Bludgeon Brothers? I mean,
I don't think they're gonna move anyone over before Mania.
yeah. There's got to be an angle with this. I can't figure out what it is.
Revival, they've been,
with Gallows
marginalized too much. Yeah.
And definitely that too. Guys, they're not going to be on the main card. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we'll see. After that, great Hall of Fame package. The Warrior Award recipient Jerry's JJ Robertson.
That
seriously
charismatic as
oh
hell.
My God.
He was. I mean, these things like they make you, they choke you up a little bit, and then they crack you up too. The kid, when he told the Miz that when the Miz was like, "Are you am I your second favorite?" He's like, "Yeah, no, you're at the bottom of my list." That kid's great.
No, absolutely. And I love what he's done with the It Takes Lives to Save Lives movement. Everybody, I tweeted this out there, but go to organdonor.gov. Like, it literally will take a minute of your time, depending on your state. So easy to do. What a mitzvah to give somebody, if you should leave this earth, that they should benefit from your organs and tissue.
Yeah, I just wish, a couple things with the Warrior Award. I wish they had this named after someone else. Someone who really did a lot of charity work or humanitarian work, or know.
I was looking on Twitter for that. I was just looking for someone to tweet at him like, "Congratulations, Jarius. Too bad Warrior was a piece of shit, but you seem like a good kid."
You know who? Who legit would be way better, and they won't do it because he doesn't have that WWE history. Would be Goldberg. Goldberg has done a ton of stuff for kids. I know they're not going to do it, but guys like that have legitimately done all this work.
It's tough every year too, because I feel like they just unearth more stuff that Warrior said, in the later years of his life. Like every year, it seems to just get worse and worse and worse and harder to bear.
Really?
Well, these were all public things he said.
Yeah,
they were all public when he said them.
Yeah, maybe part of it's just the climate, but it just seems kind of weird that
I agree with you though, both of you guys, as far as the award being called that. It's awkward. You know what though? As soon as his wife comes out holding it though, it changes my opinion immediately.
Yeah, when you see her with the daughters and everything.
Yes, what an incredibly sweet family.
Yeah. And also the other thing was they mentioned that they created this award from the Warriors Hall of Fame speech. But what the Warrior was saying in his Hall of Fame speech was he wished like the guys backstage got recognized, like the cameramen and guys like that. So
that's exactly what.
That's where you're thinking like guys like a Jim Johnston who did all the entrance themes.
That would be a great award. Why not do that?
Exactly. People behind the scenes that never get recognized.
And Vince legitimately cares about those people. I swear to you, he does. He knows everybody's names. Everybody's. Like, it's impressive to watch. Like, you tail them around. I was with, I don't know who it was. Maybe Paul London or somebody. We were walking around to see at the very beginning of the day, because Vince says hi to everybody that he passes by generally, and he knows their name. Yeah. It's not always hi, hey pal. He says their name if they're a worker, a non-wrestler, but working in the arena, and it's not a third-party company, right? It's a WWE company people. He knows all their names. We're following around to see if we can catch them not knowing them. He knows everybody's name. Yeah.
And you could get guys like Pat Patterson getting a second Hall of Fame award because of all the stuff he did. He created the Royal Rumble. I mean, he's done, so much stuff backstage that there's a lot of deserving guys that could, use
say what you want obviously, but whoever's making the video packages, there's so many different things. I'll tell you who Magic, the guy who I don't even know if he's there anymore. Richie Morgan. He's a guy I don't know why we called him Magic, but we did. And it was this section where he'd have everything you can think of that was to be gimmicked up for your match. You know what I mean? Like an exploding cinder block for Seth Rollins to use on what was his name? Ambrose for that curb stomp. You know what I mean? When they fought against each other. Mm-hmm. Those types of things. Everyone loved that guy. Like, that's the type of person that you give these awards to. They should totally do that.
Yeah.
Because that is what Warrior was talking about.
Yeah.
And just to run through it again, because some of the chat room is a little heated about some of my comments. We've talked about this last year. The Warrior said some racist things, some homophobic things, bashed some people for having cancer. Yeah, putting it a little lightly here, and I'm not going to read through the lowlights.
Guy was one of my favorite wrestlers, but at the end
Absolutely.
of the day, guys,
and let me say this. I'm sorry, Matt.
He said a lot. I'm telling the viewers watching this, he said a lot.
And he legally changed his name to Warrior, so don't tell me, oh, well, there's a difference between the performer and the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, yeah.
He did. I mean, you can see the transcripts of this what he sometimes went and said at different schools. You know what I mean, guys? It's out there. I hate saying it because I loved him as a performer. I still love him as a performer. I didn't change my opinion of him as a performer, actually.
Yeah.
You know, but we're talking about, you know, the man, because obviously it can't be the performer. The performer wasn't doing charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he was forced to.
You know, and I think it's a very complex issue, and people could say what they want about it. But I think when you're naming the award after that person, you have to take the good with the bad. You know, and there's no distinction. They're not naming. There's no, you know, Hulk award that they're doing, saying, oh well, Hulk Hogan's not allowed to be in our company anymore, but we named an award after. Right. So I'm just saying, like,
yeah, it's just based on Hulk's character in the company. We're naming this award, but he's not allowed.
I'm just saying, and. This will not be the only time this comes up. I mean, it might be the only time it comes up on our podcast. Every year this happens because of this award. And I think that we should be celebrating the individual. We should be celebrating Jarius and not, you know, that's the problem, that they bring the Warrior into the conversation by naming the award after him. And I think this should be all about the recipient, in this case, Jarius, who's done amazing things and raising awareness for organ donation. So enough about that. Tweet at me all your tweets, whatever.
Does it drive you nuts when they're like, this media outlet broke it first today? It's like they just every Monday, some different media outlet just happens to break it, you know. Never two on the same day.
When's the last time the WWE fed you a story to break, Raj?
They'll send statements and stuff, but it's clear that, you know, obviously they're sending these things out. Maybe.
Yeah. Anyhow, after that, Elias versus Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
You think this is going to be, they're going to take this all the way to Mania?
I hope for Braun's sake, no.
Yeah.
What else do you do with Braun?
I don't know. I'd like to say, oh, maybe they're holding him in their gunslinger, and maybe they're holding it back in their pocket in case something happens with Brock. I don't know. If Brock can't go, they have him go against Roman. I don't know. I like to think that's not the case, but it can't be him. It can't be this guy. He's done fantastic. Don't get me wrong. He was money tonight again on the microphone. You know, he being Elias. Braun deserves better than this, man.
Yeah, I just think
a lot better than this.
Yeah, with just the massive push he's gotten, him versus Elias just seems. But they're clearly doing something in that direction. So I don't know if it's just a placeholder until we get to Mania for house shows.
Maybe you're right. Because here's the thing. They're smart enough to know two guys in the same boat, it won't work. Only one's going to come out on top if they both face each other at Mania. Only one guy's going to get more over for it, and the other guy not so much. Right? They can't afford to do that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if Samoa Joe's ready to come back, you could do that for Braun.
Yeah.
That's believable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's about it. Other than that, I don't really see anything that with how hard they pushed him that seems believable. But yeah. Anyway, this match they didn't have a finish, so it's clear that they're doing something with them. And then Braun chased him backstage. Elias was doing like a brisk walk backstage, barely running at all. And then they showed that limo, like they did that limo tease, which never went anywhere.
I missed that.
Yeah, so he's walking by and this limo comes up.
Oh, I assume that was Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah, but usually when they do that, that's a surprise. Like back in the, you know, like when they did it with The Rock.
They show the feet come out first. And,
yeah.
So
it was weird for it to show it and then for it to just be that was just Triple H and Steph, or if it was supposed to be Rousey. I don't know, but it was odd.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm just trying to look this up to remember what happened. Okay, so last year Braun was in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
No, he wasn't.
Was it 33? Sorry, I look up the wrong year.
I don't think so. I don't think he's been at a WrestleMania, right?
Yeah,
Braun?
he had a face off a Big Show in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Was that last year?
And right before they started hitting, they got intercepted, I thought, by a bunch of the guys in it.
Yeah, that was last year. Braun was in the armbar.
Okay, so the year before, they did this thing with Rock and Cena with the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they could put him in the Andre. Actually, with the documentary coming out, they could have him win the Andre and just run through everyone. That might be interesting.
Still deserves better, but if he gets on Mania and gets a win, will it be on the main card though?
The Andre? Oh, with the documentary, definitely. I think
if it's definitely, then this makes better sense than putting him against what's his name?
Against Elias, yeah.
Elias.
Yeah.
Because you can make him look really dominant in a battle royal. You could.
Yeah, I'm guessing it all depends on who they got winning, because the one year it wasn't on the pre-show was when they had Shaq, as a surprise guy in there, and Baron Corbin won.
Right.
Yeah.
Shaq won it on the main card?
No, Baron Corbin won it, but Shaq and Big
Right.
Show, they teased that thing that never ended up going anywhere.
Gotcha.
Oh, man. I like the fire extinguisher stuff. I thought that was good. Like the Braun brought back I'm not finished with you, yelling that at Elias. Man.
Elias' song was great again.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
He's on a roll, man. And that's the thing. It's like, I feel like these guys should be working something bigger to elevate them both, I think, against each other.
Individually, though. Yeah.
Not against each other.
Yeah.
How he says, and shut your mouth is so funny.
It's with such a disdain. I love it.
Yeah.
Like he's really disgusted by the fans.
Yeah. He's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, so after that, we had the big final segment. The one, man, they showed those replays last night with Ronda and Kurt and Stephanie and Triple H. They showed those like 3 or 4 times during Raw tonight. Then we get the final segment. They come out there and like Stephanie.
Hey, did they?
Yeah, go for
it. Did they tease Ron? Did they say? Because I fast forward to commercials. Did they actually say, "Hey, coming up next, Ronda Rousey," or was it coming up next, Kurt Angle?
Oh no, they knew she was going to be there, and she said on social media today she's had to like.
But did they say it during the broadcast?
Yeah, they did at the
okay, good.
They said Ronda's got some explaining to do, and Kurt's going to come out.
All right, because the reason I'm asking that is because I'm very interested to see the number.
Yeah, same here.
Very interested.
And this was one of those cases where they held off the biggest thing until the end of the show.
Right.
They haven't been doing a lot lately.
Right.
Okay, so I want to get your take. It was the biggest thing was at the end of the show. Mm-hmm. Let's just walk through it quickly for everyone here. They said, Triple H, or they said Kurt Angle had double pneumnia. He doesn't know what he was saying. He was hallucinating. It was great. And then Kurt said to Ronda, basically, hey, I need this job. I made it all up. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even think they realized the callback that was.
Yeah, but him saying I made it up made him look weak. I thought.
Absolutely. It was ridiculous.
Even if it's a swerve for next week, it should have been a swerve right away and been like, I made it all up. What they said was actually worse. That's what I thought he was going to say.
Same here.
Yeah.
Ronda with a different look tonight, more made up, which I thought was interesting.
With the Vince McMahon walk to the ring.
Yeah.
I liked it. My wife does not like the way she walks and her faces and whatnot. I thought tonight she was spot on the face she should make for someone who just got slapped and is ready to eat someone up.
Yeah, and I thought she did really good for how little experience she has with her promo and everything in the ring tonight. She was way better than last night.
Here's the problem. Tonight's weaknesses were not Ronda Rousey.
Nope.
Not her. It was the entire freaking segment where I'm going, what the freak was that? Right. What did I just see? Why did Triple H just punch him like that? Why? Like, it was so awkward to me.
Yeah. Why did Angle say he lied and looked just weak as hell? And that punch that Triple H hit him with.
Missed.
Yeah, it was, and Kurt Angle sold it like
It missed. Watch it. It missed him by about a good 2 inches, which is crazy because Hunter's one of the best punchers. Like when you're first new and you're studying, he's one of the best punchers to watch. He has a good forehead punch, really good. So I was surprised to see him miss, but it was awkward, not in a good way. It was what the freak is this cluster F?
Yeah, and none of it made sense. Like. Yeah, Stephanie, she asked Stephanie to apologize. She did. It was, I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah. Why
It was weird.
walk it back storyline wise when it was so on track? I mean, I know they don't want to go too fast with this, but what, now we have to spend 3 weeks pretending Ronda's going to do something else at Mania before this comes back up and we end up with the tag where we know it's headed?
I agree.
Yeah.
Just get to it already, guys. It's simple.
Yeah.
And what you do is you feed Ronda security guards until then. So be it.
Yeah.
Police escorts. She breaks her arms. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Seeing Kurt take that punch, it didn't make me want to see that match. It didn't make me want to see him in that match. If that's all it takes from, Triple H, it should have been he sucker punched him and ran off, or something like that.
They think that's what that was. That's exactly what they think that was. They think that was a sucker punch and him escaping before Kurt could do anything. I'm telling you.
Right, but he should have been laying for dead for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a weird angle. Yeah, I mean, it was a weird segment.
Yeah, man, and just kind of a letdown. I mean, last night wasn't perfect, but I was into where it was going.
I thought the show was good. Even that it was awkward, but it wasn't boring. So, overall, I thought this show was a big improvement from recent weeks.
It was.
Yeah. We're in Mania season. It's happening. The build.
Thanks, Glenn.
No, I mean, it feels like it finally is what I mean. Matt, we've been talking for weeks about how with the Elimination Chamber, why aren't they building more towards WrestleMania? That's what I'm saying. Tonight, it felt like we're finally really building towards WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Kane was supposed to be there tonight. Oh, yeah. He might have been backstage. He's starting back on live events this weekend. He's supposed to be facing Brock Lesnar this Saturday in Chicago. So, see if that happens.
Nothing on Mania, though, right?
Nothing on Mania so far. All right. So we got Brandon joining us. Brandon, how's it going?
I'm great. Matt, Raj, Glenn, thanks for having me on again.
Thanks for coming back. Yeah.
A very relevant week to have you on. You had just written that piece on Wrestling Inc. a few days ago about Ronda Rousey, kind of what she could mean for WWE business. Will she increase network subscriptions? What's been your take on everything so far?
Well, I think the biggest effect that I'm guessing WWE thinks she's going to have for their business is with TV. Because a big thing that's changed with WWE's business over the last 6 years or so, if you look at the article that's on Wrestling Inc., I did a study of I took their OIBDA, which is a form of profit, and just looked at where are they getting their profits from over the last 6 years. And the amount of profit that they're getting from television, by percentage, has grown to the point where it's almost doubled over the last 6 years. So I think what WWE is trying to do is show their TV partners who they're renegotiating deals with right now that they have Ronda Rousey. They're going to have Ronda Rousey. Triple H was on the conference call a few weeks ago saying it's a multi-year deal to let everybody know we're going to have for. I think what they're probably trying to get across is that we're going to have for until the next deals start, which would be September 2019, or in the case of the UK and India deals, January 2020.
Now, UFC, the pay-per-views when Ronda was on, I almost felt like in a lot of ways she was the biggest draw that they had in a lot of ways over Conor McGregor, because she would fight no names. Conor would usually fight, when he fought someone that was a big name, it drew huge, but if it was someone that wasn't as big, it wasn't as big. Ronda could fight anybody and have no undercard, and it was huge.
And it was a lot about the conflict between Conor and his opponent. Whereas Ronda, there didn't need to be conflict, just her name drew, like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Yeah.
And she brought in this new, different audience. Do you think that will be happening here? Will there be a bunch of people that never subscribed before signing up for the network?
Yeah. On WrestleMania Radio this past weekend, David Bixenspan was on with me. He made the point that, Ronda Rousey brings in a different fan, not necessarily a UFC fan, but a Ronda Rousey fan who's, like you're saying, maybe Conor McGregor needed a hot opponent to draw big money, but Ronda Rousey faced. Go ahead, Matt.
I don't see though how it's increased subscriptions at all though. What was she won't be on any of those side shows.
Right. I think it depends a lot on what's their schedule really going to be? We don't really know yet. I think like for WrestleMania, at least there's a prospect of you're going to get a lot of free subscriptions, maybe from people who are going to try it out for Ronda Rousey. Whether those free subscriptions are going to convert to paid, though, is the real question, right? And I think a lot of that is going to depend on how good is this presentation that we're just starting to see the beginnings of now. How good are the matches? How good are the Ronda Rousey promos? And how well does she make that transition into being a pro wrestler?
Now, would this be 1 year? Because they like to inflate the network number, right? For the stock call, for the quarter calls and everything. Would this be smarter, since you got Ronda Rousey this time, to not give away those free subscriptions for WrestleMania? To not have that 1 month free and see how many paying people you get? Because this is like a one time you got someone that does bring in a different fan base that is there for her. Would that add a lot to the paid number as opposed to doing the free Mania subscriptions where they will just cancel once it's over?
Yeah, I think there's an argument to be made there. I know WWE has taken a lot of heat from, I don't know, wrestling business commentators like myself about doing the free WrestleMania campaign. For the last couple of years, they've done it. I believe it's the first 2 years, they did not offer a free trial. You couldn't get a free trial during WrestleMania season. But in these last 2 years, they have.
I would never give Mania away either. I just wouldn't. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people who argue WrestleMania was the one pay-per-view they should have left on traditional pay-per-view. And they would probably be a more profitable company if they did that.
Oh,
they would. Yes.
Yeah. Definitely.
And because that's one of those decisions you can't go back. Once you've put it for free, you can't be like next year, it's not on the network. It's just going to be on pay-per-view.
Yeah, you can't put
what
the
would
TV
happen?
back in the bottom.
Oh, right.
I think you would have people just dropping out of protest.
It would be customer upheaval. Like, you're taking value away from this thing that they're accustomed to only paying $9.99 for. I think it would really upset people, and you wouldn't. If we took WrestleMania and put it on traditional pay-per-view this year, took it off the network, I think you'd have a lot of people canceling the network, and you'd have a lot of unhappy customers who wouldn't be really excited to order WrestleMania on pay-per-view. And
you have years of thinking that now that pay-per-view is worth $10. And now are you willing to spend $60 for it after being, programmed to think it's 10?
I'll be honest, I still would, and I think fans will always pay. I do. In any format, they'll talk shit. They'll claim they're leaving. They'll never leave.
You'll get a lot. You'll definitely get a lot, but I think there'll be a big drop off from previous years before they went to the network.
You won't be able to show because the profit they'd make on the actual pay-per-view channel itself would blow it out the freaking window.
And they would have to step up on the network, do more. I mean, notice they didn't do anything live from Access in the last 2 years for Mania. They did Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? They've scaled back.
Yeah, and it would make let's be very clear what I'm saying, though. The network would be not worthless, but a lot less worth what it was if there is no Mania, of course.
And that's their top. That's the top thing they're pushing.
Oh, absolutely. So my question on Ronda's impact on their business is: do people and will people want to watch Ronda Rousey? Will she be a draw on a weekly basis, or even as frequent of a basis as every month on a WWE pay-per-view? Because her UFC fights were something special, and there was a lot of time between them. She was more like a Brock.
Great point, Glenn.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that makes Brock Lesnar so valuable is like you can't overexpose him because he's only around every so often. And I guess it just depends on how often are they going to have Ronda Rousey around. I've heard some people say, well, maybe they're going to try to have Ronda on every other pay-per-view and Brock on the other pay-per-views. But who knows?
And that's if Brock resigns. That's a great segue for the next topic. Brock Lesnar, he met with Dana White, UFC yesterday. This seems to be the recurring pattern. Every time his contract's coming up, he starts going to UFC events and showing up on camera and really getting his face out there. It seems more worth it to the UFC than ever before to get Brock because of just how the lack of depth they have with superstars right now.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest UFC follower, but like I asked this question on Twitter earlier today, how many big money fights are there for Brock Lesnar if John Jones isn't available? I guess there's Daniel Cormier.
Cormier would probably light him up, but Stipe would be. I mean, these would all be big numbers, but it might be one of those that it hurts his drawing card badly for another fight. Like
definitely,
you probably bring him in against someone easier, an older fighter, and then an older superstar. But again, yeah, I don't know who there is right now that would fit that bill.
Yeah, and it makes me think, well, he didn't go to UFC last time. Why would he go to UFC this time? He's older now.
Well, he kind of did too. He kind of got the best of both worlds last time.
And WWE's shown the willingness to let him go do UFC on the side while he's still under contract. So I don't know.
He ain't leaving. He's just not leaving. There's no way.
Yeah, it sounds to me like he's playing hardball. You know, he went and met with Dana White the other day. Maybe we don't know, right, what happened today. He didn't show up on TV even though he was advertised. I would guess that they're not just going to, for the sake of an angle, take Brock Lesnar off of TV when he's advertised to be on TV in the middle of TV rights negotiation deals.
He is the one guy that when they advertise, they kind of stick to it, him and Cena. It's not like one of those that they just pull him without explanation usually.
Yeah,
so,
and I would think he's a benefit to ratings and to viewership. So you want to keep your viewership as strong as you can possibly get it right now because you're having those talks with your TV partners right now.
Yeah, it's a bold move tonight.
Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. It just feels like a repeat of 2015 in a lot of ways. And then, days before Mania, Brock shows up on ESPN and reveals that he re-signed with WWE. And, so I'm guessing I wouldn't be surprised if it plays out exactly the same this time.
Yeah. And
the rumor is that, I think Dave Meltzer reported last month in The Observer that Lashley is WWE bound. He stopped negotiating with New Japan. And that would be what Lesnar's doing after Mania is something with Lashley was at least one of the plans that they had.
Right. And if he goes to UFC, he wouldn't be able to fight until August, is my understanding. I guess it would be probably 90 days from whenever that contract ends. I think it's going to end in April.
Yeah.
Man, this could be a much different landscape in the WWE that we're looking at post-Mania, depending on how some of these things shake out. And I think that's very exciting at this point.
You think the worth for Brock re-signing is more the TV deals right now? Because it seems like you've kind of done all the big angles you can with him.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess that would be the case with any big superstar because the business has changed in that it's not so much about create the big event, create the big match, and hype it up and get people to buy it. This business is more about guaranteed rights fees.
Right, but like a Cena, you re-sign him. He's still facing the younger talent and guys that aren't have to be big, huge blockbuster matches.
And he shows up. That's the whole thing. Don't you think his networks are going to figure out Brock shows up twice a year? So yeah, he'll be on your network 3 times a year.
It'll be interesting to see.
It's better to have Brock to tell people.
How was that, Ross? Sorry, go ahead.
It's better to have Brock and to have him for a few times a year than it is to not have him at all, I guess.
Yeah.
It is. That's true.
And Brock is one of those guys you don't want him every week and on every pay-per-view anyway. That'd be like Undertaker at this point or whoever. It would just take away that specialness.
Yeah.
But so and then WWE, we were in WrestleMania season, but New Japan, they were in Australia. ROH Supercard of Honor, their pre-sale already broke the ROH attendance record.
Which was?
Just quickly talk about that. The previous record was like 4,000, something like that?
The current record is about 3,500, and that was at WrestleMania weekend last year for Supercard of Honor. Yep. And they've already got 4,600 pre-sale for this Supercard of Honor.
Question. Now, why don't they get made fun of? When I was with TNA, we legitimately had 5,000 seats. Not giveaways, by the way. Bound for Glory in California. 08. Lashley versus Joe. Me versus Mick Foley. And I forget the other fourth main event. But it was a really killer card. And it was legit. Those weren't papered seats. So my question is, how come no one makes fun of that number?
Makes fun of the Ring of Honor number?
Yeah.
Because I think Ring of Honor's trajectory is more of an upward swing, and TNA's.
Well, definitely now it's not. Of course not. But I'm saying even back then we would be made fun of. I remember.
I think fans. I think there's a lot of fans over the years who have been fans of TNA and they've devoted themselves to TNA and they feel burned for one reason or another.
Yeah,
and less so in the case of Ring of Honor.
Mine's more about the talent that leaves and goes to WWE. And like, yeah, this is great. I'm wrestling in front of 50,000 people instead of 5,000. And then it's like, well, dude, you were Ring of Honor 2,500. Why aren't you saying that?
Yeah, there's a double standard with fans with stuff like that for sure. I think there is a, with ROH and New Japan, I think fans like to, and New Japan's not independent. I mean, they're the hottest they've ever been in the United States.
That's my favorite wrestling company.
No, I mean
New Japan. It's nothing like I wrestled there for 2 years or a year and a half, and it's not even close to what it is right. Like it's amazing how good that company is right now.
Yeah. So
ROH Brock is our champ.
Yeah, that's right. He faced he faced Kurt Angle in New Japan, right?
Yeah. But like I wrestled Yuji Nagata. I beat at the Dome like 2 matches right before Brock went out and won his title. It was a big deal for me,
Yeah.
But like it's not even close to what this business they're doing right now is. It's amazing to me.
Yeah. So how many seats can Supercard of Honor hold this year? The arena?
Something just under 6,000. I think it's something about 5,700.
Because they'll probably hit that with Cody and Kenny Omega still got 6 weeks to go.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be big. You think they've got the All-In event? A lot of people are saying it's ROH. It's not ROH. It's promoted by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks.
The Bucks.
And will they hit 10,000 people? Rumored to be Chicago or outside of Chicago.
I would lean towards no, just because I don't know what's on the card. If they can get a Daniel Bryan on there or a CM Punk, I think CM Punk is unlikely. Maybe Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan, I've heard his contract isn't up until September 28th. And
they're really going to run
this on, I think it's September 1st, correct?
Ooh.
This is September 1st.
Yeah.
And then also CM Punk is under contract to UFC.
Right. So
I mean, he's likely fighting again in is it June or July? If he loses and UFC decides to cut ties, there's always that possibility because he's facing an 0-1 terrible fighter with Mike Jackson's rumored opponent. So I think if he loses at that point,
to Mickey Gall, right?
Yeah, he lost quicker to Mickey Gall than CM Punk lost to Mickey Gall.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike, does he go by Michael Jackson or is it just Mike Jackson? I'm forgetting. But anyway, yeah.
Glenn, you don't have a Michael Jackson impersonation?
No, I do not.
I'm shocked at that, actually.
What? I liked Michael Jackson as a kid. I thought Prince was cooler, but Michael's good.
No way. You're insane. All right.
Wait, you don't think Prince was cooler than Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Prince had like 2 good songs. Michael Jackson.
He had more than that, but he's nothing compared to Michael. No way.
I don't know.
No, Prince is an icon too, but no way.
Michael was all across the board.
Michael's great. I'm just saying, like, he was never like, it's kind of like how it must have been for, our parents' generation with the Beatles. Like, you couldn't escape Michael Jackson. And I went and saw the Cirque du Soleil Michael Jackson show in Vegas.
It's really good.
It was really good. At the time, I bought illegal tickets, but I still got it anyhow and got great seats. It was fantastic.
The Beatles is the only thing I've seen that's come close to it.
I didn't like the Beatles one, but I thought the Michael Jackson one was fantastic.
I love the Beatles one.
Brandon, who drew bigger, Prince or Michael Jackson?
Probably Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
By the time I was a kid in like the 90s, though, I guess you'd always
cumulatively, Prince played to more people over the course of his life because he did more shows. He didn't.
Michael, who started in the 70s, may I add, as a little kid, fell off in the 90s. Oh, how horrible.
And Thriller is still the greatest.
Thriller is fantastic.
Of all time.
Best album ever.
Yeah.
Off the Wall, I mean, come on. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Thriller's
Rock
better.
With You. I don't know. I think Off the Wall is... As I grew up, I came to appreciate Off the Wall more.
All right. Well, Brandon, thanks as always.
Uncomfortable Raj garbling, in case you fans at home didn't get that.
Next week, we dive into the back catalog of New Edition and their solo careers. Talk about Belle Biv DeVoe, Ralph Tresvant, Johnny.
Okay, so next week on the show, that's Raj's hook.
Actually, next week, let's talk about Wednesday. Raj, starting this Wednesday, what's happening on the Wrestling Inc. podcast?
Yeah, Matt Morgan will be joining us every Wednesday for our Wednesdays at noon podcast. But real quick, Brandon, thanks for coming on, and we'll have you on
maybe
again
doing
soon.
some music industry research after this show is over.
There we go. Big Prince versus Michael Jackson article coming on Wrestling Inc. soon.
Yeah. We'll see you, Drew, with bigger attendance.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Close.
All right, man.
I'm saying cumulatively over the course of their lifetimes.
I'll take it. Fine. Michael, easily.
Actually, that'd be the number. I think will be surprisingly close.
All right. So all you guys, if you guys, thanks, Brandon, for coming on. Matt, you think Brock definitely resigns then?
No question. No question. I mean, the fact that he went to social media, that's weak for Brock. So weak.
It is when he's posing for pictures with Dana White, it is very transparent.
And Brock, that ain't Brock's game. So that's him letting somebody else do that. It tells me what he's gonna resign.
All right, guys, real quick in the questions, we'll do a couple of questions. Use hashtag WWENC podcast, and we'll see them, and we'll do a couple real quick. All right, let's see here. Next week, Prince versus Matt Morgan. All right, let's see. Sorry, 1 second. A lot of Michael Jackson versus Prince comments.
Yeah, good job, guys. This is important stuff. Good job, fans.
You guys, do you think Brock is worth it with the schedule that he works?
Sadly, yes. And I'm not saying sadly be a dick. I'm just saying I'm all about new talent. Like, that's why I like to watch the show. I like to watch the Seths, the Finns. Those are my guys I like to watch the most. But there's just something real when Brock Lesnar's music hits that I'm still yet to see duplicated.
Yeah.
That feeling when he's in the arena. I don't know.
Yeah. Jose's
a huge superstar.
Yeah. Jose's asking Matt what he thinks of the Young Bucks facing the Golden Lovers at the upcoming show.
Love it, and I'll be watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Someone's mentioned, no, don't know. When will Neville return to WWE? When they come to terms. Neville's kind of frozen right now. They're not going to release him. And so that's
really?
Yeah.
How does that work, though?
Contract, technically?
That's what they did with Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, that if you're under contract, they feel that they can hold you as long as, so any time that you miss, you got to make up that time to make up for the full length of your contract.
So no matter what, Neville has to come back and wrestle, you're saying?
Unless he finds a way to get released. Yeah. Unless.
Holy crap. He's going to owe a lot of dates.
It depends how much time was on his contract, but yeah. So, yeah, because now,
give him credit. You give him credit, right? You give him credit for having the balls to walk away from WWE. It's a big deal, especially for a smaller guy. It just is.
Yeah.
But I give him props for that. But in the same token, it's like after 1 year of being on the Indies, yes, you may make better money. You have your dream matchups. You'll get them out of the way. But then what?
But you would think like a New Japan would sign Neville, right?
They would, but again, that's what happens once you start signing a contract. Okay, not like what Cody was doing at first, where he was like naming his own price per show almost, right? And that's when he made a killing. But even Cody, who's a bigger name than Neville is, had to come to terms with a contract with with two of those companies now, I believe. Yeah. Right? One or two. It has to happen eventually, and that's where you're going to lose the money. Versus, my opinion, he was a cruiserweight, but I guarantee you he made very good money with WWE. I guarantee it.
Someone's for sure. Someone's asking, who would win Brock versus Lashley in an MMA fight?
Oh.
Brock before diverticulitis.
Yeah, if it took place now.
Bobby.
I think so too. Even though Brock looked good against Mark Hunt, but also that it was questionable with what came out later. So if it's...
He's such an underrated athlete, Bobby, because he's so quiet and mild-mannered. He's nothing like Brock in that regard, right? You don't get that, oh, fuck, reaction out of Bobby that screams Mr. Badass. And there's something to be said about that. You know what I mean? But once that bell rings and they do their thing, I got my money on Bobby for sure. Post-diverticulitis Brock.
Yeah,
very clear about that. Brock's older now. It's a lot of things that go into this.
Yeah, I think 10 years ago, Brock would have destroy
yes,
Lashley.
Kill him. Would kill him. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Glenn, did we have anything else?
No, I think we got it all, man. The chat's been really lively tonight. So thanks everyone for hanging out live and participating. Wednesday, we'll be back here to talk about SmackDown Live. John Cena is showing up tomorrow night to talk about his road to WrestleMania, how he's going to get there. Will this snap him out of his funk? We shall see. We will, I'm sure, know the latest about the drama with Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and what's going on with AJ Styles. Man, SmackDown, please don't be too much of a letdown tomorrow night.
All right.
And we'll talk about it all Wednesday.
Oh, and also, if you missed the podcast, we got the replay that goes on Facebook Live right after this on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/WrestlingInc.
Yeah, I'm Glenn Rubenstein. Cool. You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein. Mr. Matt Morgan is at BP Matt Morgan. And Raj, yours is Raj Giri _303.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you want really good supplements? Go on my Instagram page, check out my profile page, and click on the hot link for Redcon 1. Click on it. You'll get 10% savings on every supplement to take. I suggest Total War. Guys, that shit lit me up so much that in the middle of getting dressed for the gym, I didn't realize I didn't get out of my sneakers yet. That's how much that stuff hit me and how quickly it hit me. I showed up to the gym in my Crocs that I was wearing. I'm telling you guys, that's the best advertisement I could think of if something works or not. Is you're not even paying attention because your heart's beating under your chest. So you want to lose weight, that's the way to go. Go to Redcon 1 and do 10% on my profile page.
Sounds like the old school Hydroxycut. Good stuff before they took it off the market.
Yes. I'm being serious.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Those IcoPro out of the water.
Yes, Raj. Yes.
All right.
Cool, guys. Back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Until next time, I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and we'll see you back here. Take care, everybody.